This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We would be honored if you would join us.
All right. It is another Docking Bay 94. We were off last week. Apologies for that. We had technical difficulties. Our microphones weren't working. And if everything has gone well, everything is working now. We should be great. So we'll figure it out from there. We do this every Thursday night. You could be listening to us on sci-fi.radio. You could be watching us on Facebook or Twitch or on YouTube. I'm Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby. And he's very quiet.
Did you hear me? Just hold on, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he did.
I'm Colleen Kaylee Crosby.
There we go. And obviously, we'll have to figure something else. I have a fallback position for Jeff, just in case. And I don't know why he's quiet, but he is. I'll boost that up.
Huh?
There we go.
Okay. I was a little out of the count, maybe that's why. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. You know, nothing ever goes as planned. As evidenced by last week. Here, let me go get the chat open over here. See who shows up.
Well, we've got Talon Thorn, Frequent Falcon Flyer, Skydance Dawn, and Golden Girl 2 over on Twitch.
Terrific.
Yay!
I don't
Jeff,
see anybody on
Jeff
Facebook.
has an echo, which may be because I've got him on two mics. Hang on a second. Let's see if
my speaker playing into the mic over here. I don't know.
So if Jeff is echoey, he's coming through both hardware and the software. So kind of wacky. All right, we'll see. I'll listen to the playback and see how that all goes. And in the meantime, I'm looking over at my Zoom, make sure his volumes are good. Yay! It's always kind of an experiment. It's like you think you know what's good. You think everything is cool on paper, and then you have to figure out like what's really gonna happen. That's like sort of how it really works out. So never a dull moment though, for sure.
So are we ready to get started then?
Sure.
Let's talk about the last 2 weeks. It was election day.
It was. I hope everybody got out and voted their conscience. It was quite a contest here in Los Angeles.
Somebody told me that they didn't have the opportunity to vote. Like they said they were just too busy to vote, and I'm a little gobsmacked.
Yeah, I feel with all the mail-in opportunities. So like I know by us, we have a library nearby. And we could fill out the paperwork, put it in an envelope, sign it, and drop it in at like 1 a.m. if we so chose. And I trust those boxes out here. I think they're fine. We've used them before, certainly. And so you should be able to vote kind of 24 hours a day up till voting day.
I don't know. I just thought it was like, I mean, I felt bad because Sean and I waited and had to cram, basically. And I feel like I should be like our friend Renee, who, as soon as she received her ballot, she counted all of the different things she needed to vote for and planned how many days she'd need to do her research.
Right.
And Sean and I weren't that on it, unfortunately, but we did spend time doing research and voted. And I just like, I get being really super busy, but I can't, like, with the dumpster fire that the world is today, it's stunning that you wouldn't just figure out how to make it happen.
Right. It is pretty important, and not even getting into like what side you want to vote for, who you want to vote for, and why. Just being able to do that, being able to vote, is a thing that is very important to absolutely every citizen in the country. I mean, it should be a mandatory thing to do.
If you're anyone other than a white man, like, the struggle that it took to allow you to vote and how recent that is also something that's like, that so much work was done on your behalf to make sure that you had this right.
Right.
And I'm not talking about people who had barriers put up in front of them, like in other states where they got rid of polling locations and things like that. I'm talking about people that have the ability to vote, but their personal life just kind of got in the way, which, like, I get, but also I don't get.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So, I assume you voted, Jeff? You're quiet again, and I don't know if that's on my end or or else we're like, why is he so quiet? It's weird.
Yeah. And then another thing that all three of us did was we went to the Academy Museum to go see the Jaws exhibit. And the Jaws exhibit has been there for, like, I don't know, 3/4 of a year or something like that. And
it's almost over.
Yeah, it's almost over. So the guys have meant to go check it out the whole time because they have their Jaws costumes, Don and Jeff and Sean.
Yeah.
And so I finally was like, okay, here's the date. Let's see if we can do it. And then that date, they weren't able to do it. So then what's the next date? We can possibly do this. Let's get you guys out there. And I'm really glad. I'm glad that I got to join in. Right. And also, I'm so glad that you guys got to go.
Oh, me too. It was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, still no Jeff, huh?
Well, I'm running him through the other speaker setup.
Oh, wait, there he is.
And I can hear him. The problem is that he's probably going to echo again because whatever is happening. I have to figure out.
So it's like my voice is echoing.
Yeah, just
only?
Just you.
Weird.
So I don't know why that is, and I assume it's only on video. You're probably not echoing like on sci-fi.radio. You're probably okay.
And I'm going to break in and say hey to Vicky and hey to Alan, who came in on different locations of our Facebook pages. So they are listening.
Okay.
Jeff, did you have anything to add to Election Day voting?
Not really. I mean, I didn't have really a choice in the mayor that you guys have, but
you didn't have the 8-page ballot.
But yeah, I mean, it was. I just basically went through and went through the booklet and was going online and doing research and seeing what I wanted to vote for and whatnot, and that's about it really. And just drove off and dropped it in the ballot. The
just one of those
thing. They have the ballot boxes at libraries and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
And then the other thing we were talking about while you were voiceless is the Academy Museum.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you have any thoughts on that?
Let me load up some pictures here for people to check out, and we can talk about those. I think I've got your echo fixed, Jeff.
What now?
I think I have your echo fixed.
No more funny men for you.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. The Jaws exhibit was neat. I was kind of surprised that they had stuff that was like say the costumes weren't really the costumes, but they were in some parts. I figured they would be the actual ones.
So one of the displays that they had there had each of the three main guys, and each mannequin had one piece that was an original, and the rest of their costume was all reproduction. So, like, Sean's character had the watch.
Had the watch.
And Dawn's character had the jacket. And I don't remember what Jeff's had. Was it the...
It was the patch.
The patch.
But it wasn't even on the uniform. It was all like off to one side. So here we are at the entrance to the exhibit, where they had sort of done their own.
Like that, the actual costumes that were for it are probably just gone.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Well, and like getting a hold of them. The problem is a lot of this stuff is in private collectors' hands, and getting an exhibit like this together is hard, because everybody's like, I don't want to loan you one thing, or conversely, they're like, I will give you this thing if you give me money, which is a lot of cases. Like I know a guy who's a really big Jaws collector, but he would also like want a lot of money for whatever he's got. So anyway, Jeff and Dawn and myself here, all dressed up in costume. Bruce, of course, was there. This is an actual pull off of the original shark mold that used to hang above a sign in a junkyard in the San Fernando Valley, which was always really funny because, like, I'd go to the junkyard, I'm like, why is there a shark there? And it had been there for so long that, like, the teeth were out of it. They had, like, wooden teeth and a bunch of things. And it looked really, really cheesy, except that it was off the original Jaws molds. So finally the salvage yard was convinced to give it up. It went through an elaborate restoration process involving a lot of people who worked on the film, and now it hangs from the rafters up in the museum, which is pretty great. So we had a pretty good time kind of hanging out with Bruce, which was was great. This has got to be like a Christmas card or something. This is just
I know.
like, pretty funny.
You look like Hermie the elf there.
I always look like Hermie the elf.
You got this little Hermie the elf forelock thing.
I don't want to make toys. I want to be a dentist.
Too funny.
Yeah, so this kind of give you an idea of how big Bruce is, and he's about 15 feet away from us, so he's sort of foreshortened over there. Colleen got into a picture, and posed as Chrissy's dead body.
That was me.
Which was one of the photo ops that was very funny. And they had some recreation stuff that, like, you had to hunt and find out, like, is this real? Is this a recreation? Because so much of this stuff was in fact saved, that, like, but you weren't really sure what was what.
This is true.
They had some of the original art and whatnot that inspired both the movie poster, and then eventually the book cover got changed up to match the movie art because it was just so much more dynamic. But it, like, sort of started like this. It's like, well, what if the shark was in this attitude? It's just like a sketch on a napkin, placemat kind of a deal. They had some of the underwater cameras. Here's Dawn with the chalkboard there, which was pretty cool. And they were showing things all over the walls, like they were screening bits of the movie all over the place. Yeah, which was really cool. So there was a lot of it. There's a fin in the background, which is like the actual fin that they used to drag around. You can see one of the projections on the wall over on the left where they're screening the movie, and they tried to put the scenes next to places that made sense, Yeah. And so here's like a no swimming sign signed by Spielberg, I think, in the left corner, which was cool. It says the beach is now open by order of MPD. And of course we got Dawn with Quint his cosplay namesake there. And these were the costumes, and the costumes were pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, but they were actually sort of, you know, no better than what we did, which was very funny. So it's like, okay, we look just like those dudes, and I guess we did it right. Which is pretty funny. Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was like the one piece that was real, and so they sent this watch back to the factory, and the factory redid it, and I sort of like cheated and made my own fakey one that I could wear, because this watch goes for like $1,800, and I'm like, nope, not gonna do that.
Not doing that today.
Yeah, but we had a pretty great time. There was a lot to look at. Whatever was featured in the film, if they could find a replica, they'd use it. Like this shark hunt video game was there, which was cool.
I like that. They put that little beach chair.
Yeah, I don't know if I have the video in here. I hope I do. Well, so they did the focus pull where it was like the background moves away, but you get closer to the camera. It was fun. Here's Don on his boat. Of course, they had the Narragansett lager can, which was cool. Which I got a couple of those behind me up here. And a lot of this was just recently auctioned off. Like this chair and the reel were just auctioned off for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then somebody basically jumped on it and went, "Hey, how would you like to display it in a museum for a while before you take possession of it?" We had these barrels, and of course the barrels are like a key part of the movie to track the shark and where it is, especially because the shark wasn't working and they needed to show where the shark was without using the broken shark. And the way you can tell it's real is on the bottom of the real barrels, which are black plastic. It says "Born Free" molded into the bottom of those barrels. And so anytime anybody tells you, "Hey, I got a real barrel from Jaws," just flip it over. And if it's got "Born Free," it was made in that same run that they did. This was us comparing scars on our legs. They had this whole area where you could like kind of sit, and although, man, that's a big boat. I feel like the scale is off.
A little bit.
A lot.
The table's a wee smaller.
Yeah, the table, the benches, seeing out the window. It's like, it's really funny. But yeah, we spent a little while dorking out there and having a good time and comparing scars. Don did not tell us the story about the Indianapolis.
Oh, yeah, man.
Right, and there was a recreation of the mechanical shark that you could control, and so this shark was there, and you could open and close the mouth. You could make the tail swish. It was super fun, and it was probably about I don't know, like 1/6 scale of the real size shark. And was really neat. Let's see, the shark cage. These are the controls for the shark. Move the shark. Here's Jeff operating the shark, finally getting his revenge. Brody gets his revenge on the shark. And lots of little props everywhere, the harpoon gun and whatnot, which also was sold through auction pretty recently for quite a sizable amount of money. Hooper drives the ship, Chief. had the wheel. And anyway, it was an awful lot of fun. We had a really, really good time doing the Jaws deal. And the museum wasn't bad, although they did get rid of one of the segments that we really liked. Or I really like, which was like lots of pieces of film history all in one gallery. And they cleaned it out like just a few days before so that they could put a Marilyn Monroe exhibit in. I was really disappointed to have missed that. I thought that would have been pretty epic. But, oh well. Say la guerre.
Yeah. I mean, but we got, I saw this, the other exhibits were nice, like Beauty and the Beast and whatnot to Barbie.
Yeah, and do you want to talk about that one a bit, Colleen? The Barbie?
Oh, the Barbie exhibit was really fun. I got to sit in a Barbie car, and Dawn got this great video where the background is like moving, or no, the background was long, and so he panned across where I was sitting in the car, and it made it look like the background was moving. It was really cool. Yeah.
So this was the
That's Beauty and the Beast.
yeah, it was part of the whole exhibit. The exhibit were the art director's team that did Beauty and the Beast. It was called From Barbie to Anna Karenina, although I didn't really see much Anna Karenina stuff in it.
I feel like the first room was Anna Karenina.
And I don't know why these are kind of out of order over here. Although maybe I didn't get the sign or something when I grabbed some of these things. But the live action props that they had that were stand-ins for all of the animated stuff, like this was Cogsworth, which was Ian McKellen, I think, in the movie. And so there's you can kind of see his little sad face on him and that kind of thing. And this was the face of Ewan McGregor as Lumiere. That like you really kind of have to hunt for. It's like it's there, but it's not, and it's vague, which was funny. But the Barbie thing was like way more impressive.
They had just a ton of stuff. They had a lot of models, and they had a little film going. It was really fun.
This was the whole town of like Barbie Land, which was cool. It was sort of the beach town. And everything was sort of doll sized, and
Yes.
like you don't really know how much of this sort of ended up in the movie as background stuff, but it feels like a lot of it was. And of course everything was Barbie themed, so it was Barbie Dale's department store, best shop ever, which was pretty funny and sort of 70s, which was pretty cool. The Chevy deal with her little car down below. This theater was actually modeled after a theater down the street from us right here, which is called the Loyola, and it was really weird to see it all painted up in yellow, and two, that was even the one that they chose, because I mean we've got so many different theater styles, but we drive by this theater all the time.
And it's like a doctor's office.
Yeah, now it's all a medical center.
Yeah.
Sadly, they made it a roller disco in Barbie, which was fun. So yeah, and let's see if I can flip through to some of the other stuff. There we go. They had the Casa. What was it? The Casa Dojo.
Casa Matcha Mojo Dojo.
Casa Mojo Dojo, or whatever it was. Yeah, it was pretty funny. And so this was basically taking over the dream house. And I have to tell you, I used to work for Mattel. And when we would do dream houses, this is what we would build. This is what our prototypes look like. Of course, it's got all the manly stuff in there right now. But we would build something to this scale for a 12-inch doll. And then we would tweak it and, does it need a roof? Does it need a wall here? Is there an elevator, a staircase? What are we doing? And we would build these things that would be used to figure out what we were going to put in the box for the kids and how we were going to do that. And so it was kind of fun to see the film company do this too, work in the same scale. Which is kind of neat. And there were like video games in their house. There's like Mortal Kombat is up there, which was really really very funny. They flipped the image so you couldn't like really read it, but it's totally a screen grab from Mortal Kombat. Which was pretty fun. Every book was related to Barbie. Moby Barbie. Eat, Pray, Barbie. But But yeah, it was neat to see the production design on this up close because that movie has so much going on that you can't really see.
I feel like it was I would remember being so impressed with Speed Racer when it came out.
Yeah.
With the design, and Barbie is just as good as Speed Racer.
It is, and for me, like having worked in this sort of era of Barbie that they seem to be representing in the movie was an awful lot of fun. There were so many things that I could look at and go, I did that, which was really cool.
That's fun.
And you know, getting a feel for what they did on a variety of scales, and of course they built all of this full scale for the actors to be in. This is Barbie's cul-de-sac with her various dream houses in there. And then there was a whole progression of Weird Barbie's house, the sort of architectural model where they were getting a vibe for it. And then, you know, doing like a color study on it, trying to see how they thought it would look. The office, they recreated the production office, which was really cool.
Oh. Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff to look at, and it was really very much worth the time. Between Jaws and Barbie, I didn't feel like we'd been kind of rooked. Where sometimes you go to a museum and you're like, oh man, I paid too much.
Yeah. No, you know, but it had a lot of stuff we didn't see, so. You know.
Yeah, if we had gotten there earlier or been able to stay longer, maybe it would have.
Well, you can get free tickets to go on Sunday. The whole museum is open for free on Flag Day. So if you don't want to watch the blood sport on the White House lawn, you can go to the Academy Museum and see movie stuff instead.
Lori was saying I should have shaved. Well, I didn't shave Lori because I had two events back to back on Saturday and Sunday where I had to have the facial hair for. So, otherwise, we're shaved. To be Brody.
Yes, exactly. It was fair enough. We were okay. He didn't dye his hair. We mostly went just to have fun. And it wasn't like, we're going to go be these characters at the museum. We're just like, no, we're going to go see the exhibit and we're going to wear our costumes because we have them.
Yeah.
Which is, was a lot of fun. And people got it. The people who got it. We were coming back from lunch and some guy's like, oh my God, I need to get a picture of you. And we're like in front of some building on the sidewalk. And his girlfriend's like, why? And he's like, it's Jaws. And she's like, whatever.
Well, he also said he needed to get the picture for his dad.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah. There's that. We run into that a lot. Are there people we need to say hi to over on the chat? Who didn't we?
Lizzie May.
Hey.
Lizzie May.
Yep.
Eric Gertz.
Yeah.
I
don't know if we added more there. We got.
David Lewin.
Talked about Lori, but there's Lori on YouTube, Facebook. David's on there, and Alan.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who's on the other one though.
I don't have YouTube, but I have the rest of them.
Lori's over on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I think we got everybody. We're just kind of chilling over here. I just figured we'd hit the half-hour mark, and we should jump in. Lori's been sending me some really funny videos that I can't play on the air because I'll get dinged. But she's been sending me all of these really clever Star Wars videos. Let's see here. What's on our?
Yeah, they are neat. I like the exhibits were pretty cool. And it was a very small Studio Ghibli exhibit that was there too.
That was almost an afterthought. It was weird.
Yeah, I can't even remember.
What was it? Ponyo? Was that the movie?
Yeah, I think it was Ponyo.
Just part of it. One of them was Ponyo, but not all of it was. It was Studio Ghibli stuff.
I feel like it
have
needed to be more.
Background paintings, I guess. I don't know if they were preliminary or not, but they had a bunch of the little background paintings on the wall.
Yeah, I think they were like color studies or something. They were all watercolor, and they were really very neat. So, but yeah, it was. I felt it needed to be bigger or more interactive or something.
Yeah, it would have been nicer to see a lot more of it than what they had.
Yeah.
So it was some behind the scenes videos and stuff. That's not.
Right. Well, and we didn't look at the Marilyn Monroe exhibit, and I think there
Yeah.
were a couple other smaller things that we didn't check out. Largely, I was very
Yeah.
thrown that they had gotten rid of the gallery that I like my favorite gallery. The one thing I recommend to everyone when they say, "Should I really go to this museum? Is
What
it
did you
worth
say is in the
my
gallery?
time?" It's the gallery of costumes and props and things across all of cinematic history. They
Right.
had models from 2001. They had a whole bunch of spacesuits and sci-fi stuff.
We did a real quick walkthrough of the just the standard exhibit that's open all the time, that has
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
the room where they have all the videos playing of people accepting their Oscar nominations, and then clothing that people have worn to accept their awards or present.
And that
the
was very
award.
sparse too.
Yeah.
A lot of their clothing exhibits were pretty empty.
Yeah.
They also used to have a pair. They had a really great exhibit, and I guess somebody reclaimed their shoes. But they had the ruby slippers from the Wizard of Oz, and
Yeah.
it was in a light-controlled box, so you would view it with the light off and see
Yeah.
the shoes, which looked kind of like a salmon. It looked like a
Yeah.
fish.
The
And
sun,
they-
sun fade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, not even sun fading. It's just that
It's light.
they were covered with sequins, but the sequins didn't pop until the movie lights came up. And so they had directed lights on them that made them go Technicolor, and you saw what you saw in the movie. And that was, it was the simplest thing, but I felt it
Yeah.
was a really impactful thing. So that was gone, and I feel the museum suffered for it. Just as a side note, in terms of the location, it's across the street from the Peterson Auto Museum and Johnny's Diner, which is also used for art stuff and community
And
stuff these
next
days.
door to the La Brea Tar Pits.
It's next door to the La Brea Tar Pits and the LA County Museum of Art, LACMA. And it is housed in what used to be the May Company in what they called the Miracle Mile of Wilshire Boulevard. And so it's this beautiful old Art Deco, brass and gold building. And if you're an old-time radio fan and you listen to the old Jack Benny shows, he talks about meeting Mary Livingston at the counter in May Company. That was the building. And so if you ever listen to the old Jack Benny show and he's like, "Oh, I met her at the May Company," that is what he's talking about. Which is, and of course that goes back to like the 1930s. It's pretty old stuff.
Thanks for subscribing again, Liz. Thank you.
Hey,
Awesome.
Liz.
Thank you.
Love you back. What's next?
Well, what's next is the retirement party that you went to.
Right. So our Ghostbusters buddy Vic retired from 38 years at UPS, which is nuts. I was teasing him. I'm like, dude, what are you going to wear now that you don't have to wear brown all the time? It's like you're going to have to change your socks. But and what's really funny is that, like, if you go on a social media, everything is Vic the UPS driver. He's been doing it so long; it's his identity.
Now it'll be Vic.
Yeah, so he's Vic the dude. He's like, he'll have to come up with some other thing to do. There were two other guys who were retiring. The party was held at one of the Rose Parade float building bays in Downey, in the city of Downey. It's where they build their Rose Parade floats, which are really cool. It was a really great mix of people across a number of cultures. And I love stuff like that. So they're like, our Ghostbusters people were there, and we're all total nerds, and we would find total nerds in the group. We put our cars on display, which I hadn't planned to do. So basically, they're like, no, come park in here. And I'm like, my car, it's got like an inch of dirt on it. He's like, no, just bring it in. I'm like, oh, okay. So I put my car on display along with Andy's slime bucket, and one of our guys has the Order 66 Jurassic Park Jeep, and Garen was there with his Ghostbusters car, so we had those there. There was a DJ, there was an Elvis impersonator, there was a Tejano singer, and that was one of the things that was really interesting, is that like there was a high Latino quotient of all the people who came, and so like the music kept shifting, where like here it's heavy metal, here it's 80s, here it's Latino, here it's whatever, and but everybody like was there just to have a big party, and it was great. I talked to people I'd never met before, talked to some friends. I wore a kilt with my Ghostbusters shirt, and somebody came in full Ghostbusters jumpsuit and gear, and as was our buddy Vic. He was in his Ghostbusters stuff, and anyway, it was pretty great. I did get trapped there a little bit. It was hard to get my car out at the end of the night, and there was a little bit of weed, which doesn't make me too happy. But most of the people with the weed were cool. I mentioned it, and they went away to go do it elsewhere instead of near me. Again, nothing against weed, just don't do it at me. I'm suffering right now from weed at Disneyland on Tuesday, which was really a drag. But anyway, it was an awful lot of fun, and oh my God! So I saw a video, completely unrelated to Vic, online where some woman interviewed a bunch of people. She basically walks up to people on the street and says, "What do you do? How much do you make?" Da, da, da. Yeah. And she had a whole video put together of UPS drivers. And one guy's like, "Oh, I'm making about 90,000. I've only been here 5 years, and I got time." And then some of the long timers were making 150,000 a year.
Whoa.
And of course they're Teamsters, they're union, they get a retirement package. Vic's buying dinner, man. For all our events. That's all I gotta say. Every time I go to dinner with Vic, man, he's picking up that tab. Anyway, it was great. You were missed, Jeff. People asked after you. I think you had to work.
Yep.
That night, but you were definitely missed.
And then Sean also, Sean and I went to a funeral last Saturday, and it was nice. It's never nice to go to a funeral,
right.
But it was a good service. There was a little bit of a mix-up on the location, which I feel like was down to the people at the funeral parlor didn't tell.
I think so too. If you guys ever watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer or any sort of spooky thing that involves a graveyard shot in Los Angeles, usually they shoot in a graveyard called Angelus Rosedale. And its primary feature is that there's an actual pyramid in the midst of all of the crypts that are there that's very identifiable. So you're watching something, you see that crypt in the background and go, I know exactly where they are. They have some mausoleums there, and they do a really neat historical play of sorts where they choose a bunch of people who are buried there, and then they have actors come in and portray them.
They don't do it anymore.
I know, and it's I'm glad to have been part of it before they got rid of it.
Same here.
I don't think I had known Jeff all that long before they tapped me to come do it, and I dragged him out there to take pictures
really?
and stuff. Oh yeah, completely.
That's funny.
And so my role was Harry Cook. Harry Cook was a spy in the Civil War, and he was specifically tapped by Abraham Lincoln to spy for the Union because he was an escape artist. And he had the thought that Harry Cook would be able to escape were he captured by the Confederates. Assuming, of course, they just didn't shoot him on sight. So they did. They captured him at one point. They tied him up. There were like 7 other guys, and they were going to shoot him all at dawn. Well, Harry got out of his ropes, let everybody else loose, and they all scattered in every direction because he figured they couldn't chase them all. He made it out. And of course, when the Civil War ended, he got into doing performance magic and stunts, and he became the mentor to Harry Houdini. He moved to Los Angeles. He was a founding member of the magic scene here in Los Angeles, and of course he's buried there at the cemetery. And so I got to play him all day. And they had baseball players, Marilyn Monroe's mom, like all sorts of people who were buried in the ceremony, the cemetery. And they would give a tour, and as the tour group would come by, you would do your shtick for 8 to 10 minutes, and then they go on to the next historic figure, and it was an awful lot of fun. But our friend Dave Plager was one of the primary organizers of this, especially along with his wife Corinne. Corinne predeceased him by like 15 years, and Dave, who was still game for everything, kept going at it. But you can only do so much. And it was interesting to, and so everybody went to that graveyard instead of going to the funeral home, which had a similar name, which was the Angelus Funeral Home.
It's owned by the same, like the cemetery has 2 locations for their chapels.
Right.
They have one on site and they have one at a distant location. And the people who made the arrangements thought, well, we'll be at the one on site, or didn't even know about the one off site.
Yeah.
And the people at the funeral home didn't tell them until it was the day before. So there was a scramble to get everybody to know the correct location.
Which was fine, because we got there exactly on time, and then they delayed for 10 minutes to let people make the trek from the cemetery over to the funeral home. And the funeral home was beautiful. It reminded me very much of the old Cinerama Dome here in L.A., where there was a big dome overhead. It had stars up above it. It was kind of a nice thing, especially as like sort of a non-denominational space. Our friend Dave was an atheist, and
it was also particularly fitting because Dave worked on the space, not the space shuttle, the
International Space Station.
International Space Station.
Yeah,
and so it just felt like a very fitting location.
Yeah, and he was a gamer. He had an ongoing D&D campaign with friends that he did every week. He had all sorts of social groups that he belonged to, various dance groups, and the Curious Collectors of Baker Street, which were the Sherlock Holmes scion here in Los Angeles. He was a member for decades of that. Brought his son like right into it as a child, and all sorts of things, and so like everybody knew Dave. We all liked Dave, and so we would go to an event, and he would do some screwball kind of costume that was like fitting and appropriate for whatever the time period was, but there would be something wrong or funny about it, which was always great. And then he was the guy on Facebook and in person, and when he did this in person, it was insane, where you would have pun battles, where he'd say something punny, you'd respond, he'd respond, you'd respond, and you'd see how long you could make this go for 15, 20 minutes, like fish, cheese, whatever the topic was. His mind was just that fun. And we used to get in a lot of these sort of fun things. It was fun to hear everybody's different take on Dave's life.
Yeah. Oh.
Which was neat. Yeah. And I think that we also left the memorial feeling glad that we'd known him.
Yeah.
Where sometimes you're just like, wow, that's really sad, and you kind of move on. But everybody was so had great stories to tell. He had a great relationship with his sister, which I knew very little about. We went to a reception afterwards where we talked to a lot of people we knew from a lot of different walks of life. And it was a sad day, but it was an invigorating day. You felt good for having seen all these people.
Yeah, and there were these particular groups we haven't seen a lot of since COVID, so it was very nice to catch up with people.
Yeah.
It would have been nicer under other circumstances.
Better circumstances. And it was so sudden. Like, he went into the hospital for a procedure, and we didn't expect things to go the way they went. Nobody was ready for it. and Dave was only like 71.
Yeah.
And that's, I feel like that's too young. Of course, the older I get, it's all too young. But he's definitely like he's gonna leave a hole. And like, I can think of like 6 different things I had in common with Dave. We would have long conversations about 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and the construction of the Nautilus, and we would talk about LARPing and D&D, and like, make jokes, and just a terrific guy, and really sad to have missed him, and glad we got to go to his memorial.
Yeah, me too. And then you guys both went to the West Hollywood Pride Parade, right? Is that correct? Jeff, you went?
Yes.
Yes, we did. You got there earlier than I did, Jeff. Why don't you start this one?
Yeah. Let's see here. I got there. What time? I got there early enough because they're like traffic and road closures. So I got there. Rose and I brought Rose with me. Let's see. I think we were like about 8 o'clock, a little before 8 that we got there.
Oh, you got there really early.
Yes.
Call time was
because
10.
the freeway, we got to the freeway, and I was expecting it to take forever, and we got there really fast.
Wow.
Because there was like Sunday morning, north going up the 5-101 or whatever. It's like whoosh, straight there.
Nice.
Yeah, and we got there and like, as we pulled up to the building, we're going past the building, and the Google saying, "Okay, keep going. Go up here and turn right." So the actual entrance that you're supposed to go in, we couldn't go in. So we like went down to the one street. It's blocked. Okay, and then like, so what do? We're supposed to be parking on there. Oh yeah, the structure. Yeah, just go up to Robertson, hang a right. Okay. The cops. And then we got up to Robertson, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't know where that message from. Do you have you have a parking permit thing for it?" I'm like, "No."
Sort of.
Because we didn't need one. Because we're paying for parking anyway. And so we had to like U-turn it, and I got like, I got Greg on the phone. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Oh yeah, come back this way.
Wow.
But yeah, we turned around and got back in and got in the building, and the structure, and basically circled up to the top level and whatnot, met everybody. And I don't know. This is the first Pride Parade I've been to, and obviously the first of this one in particular that I've been to. So I don't know. They're saying that it was a pretty good turnout. Like it was like more 501st than used to be before.
Oh yeah,
and everything else.
It was a really big group. We didn't have some of the usual people that we have. Like we have a Darth Vader who usually has a rainbow cape that he wears and things like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people really wanted to be involved in it this year, which is pretty great, pretty heartwarming.
Yeah.
And then you didn't drive this time in the parade.
Yeah, I drove up there, but I didn't drive in the
right.
parade.
You didn't have your car in the parade, which was a little unusual. It was
I think
it was Sean
because,
and me and Dawn. No, not Dawn. Tim and
Kiefer.
Kiefer did his very first Pride Parade with his car. So.
Yeah, I think because other Sean was saying that like they only allowed him so many vehicles, and then they tried to take it back, the number back that they gave originally.
Yeah. So what happened was is they said 3, and then they said 4, and then they changed it to 3 again, and he's like, "Too late, you lose." So we ended up with our four vehicles.
Yeah.
I'd show you pictures.
Can't find them.
Oh no, I know exactly where they are. It's just that the Facebook Messenger is not cooperating with me.
Rude.
It's like, enter this pin to restore your old chat history, and I'm like, why? What do you have to restore anything?
I know.
But Yeah, it was. It's about what you would imagine. There were an incredible number of extraordinarily attractive men in very little clothing.
Yes. Yeah.
We were next to drag queens, leather daddies, with the speedo guys, and whatnot. There was like a, what did they call it? It was like a dyke walk or something like that, where they had a specific lesbian walk, which was pretty funny. The crowd attendance is really huge, and so there's a weird thing that goes on here in LA where there are two pride parades and they're like a weekend after each other. The first one is that it is in West Hollywood, where the pride parade was founded. And then there's the LA Pride Parade, because there was like some sort of schism and they split, and somebody picked up their ball and went home to go do this other one, which is kind of weird. And yet they do it on Hollywood Boulevard, which is not far from the West Hollywood one, which is like on Santa Monica, I think. So it's really bizarre. But I only lost one thing off my car, which I promptly ran over, which was a pinwheel. Yeah. It was very funny. And then, but we had a good time. And in my car, our friend Judy, who you may have heard me discuss, my Disney wife, Judy. Although we're having a divorce, her pass ended. So Judy was in my front seat, and she had 3D printed a bunch of little rainbow keychain things to hand out. And my friend Reg was in the back, and he gave out rubber bracelets, like threw them on the parade route and stuff. It was fun. I still had an extra seat in there that we tried to get filled, but next year, if I'm driving next year, we'll have to see.
I mean, it was really good because I've been, and you and I have been in so many parades before.
Yeah.
And you have people that are like, you'll have a few people, screaming, woo, and then and most people are just kind of sitting there or waving or clapping.
Mm-hmm.
And the energy for this parade is vastly way more. It's ramped up to like 11 or so.
Yeah, well, and if you acknowledge them, so like I'm in the car in the driver's seat, and we had bubble guns, and I would aim at somebody and shoot the bubble gun, and like 12 people would go berserk because you pointed the bubble gun at them. The thing that's really funny, there's I've heard a lot of people make a lot of dumb comments about the LGBTQ community and pride stuff. My favorite one lately is that like June is Veterans Month, and it's like, no, that's November. And if you really cared about our soldiers, you would have celebrated like Military Month, which is May. And you didn't say anything about it in May, and now you're just griping because of pride. If you go and you do this, if you be part of this parade, and you're around this community, that I'm not gay. I have friends who are gay. I have family members who are gay, but I'm not gay. But it's a massive freaking party. It's like going to a rock concert for a band that you don't know very well, but everyone around you loves. And they're celebrating and cheering, and it's terrific. And like, being part of the Pride Parade is just phenomenally fun. And I'm not gay. I will support the community, but I don't know that band, but that doesn't mean that the music isn't good. So I had awful lot of fun.
And there's two ladies that were like holding up the sign saying, free mom hugs or whatever. So I ran over and got a hug.
That was very cool. Yeah, there were a lot of people. People were like, honk your horn, which I never do. But they're like, oh, okay. And they went nuts over that. It was an easy crowd.
Yeah. It was great.
Yeah.
And then, Jeff, you got some new family members.
Oh, yep, I did. Yep, we have two little. We now have two kittens. I got them from one of my coworkers at Disney. Has two mom cats, and they both got preggers at the same time, I guess. And so they had, a shared litter basically of kittens, and we got two of them from her. One that's a like was it silver tabby, a gray tabby with white, like mostly white, and then gray tabby, and then the other one is orange. He's like an orange tabby and with some white. And they're like I think they're about 2 months old, maybe 2 months old now.
Okay.
So cute.
That's about right. That's about 8 months or 8 weeks, I mean. So about 2 months. And they're cute as hell. They, if we, I show you what my knee looks like, but
Are they scratching you?
So they would like sit on my knee when I was in the room with them. I think we had them like Sparrow was they generally are staying in Sparrow's room in this little in this big huge metal dog cage thing because it's gigantic, and they we can kind of have them contained, and then they come out all the time playing, eating, whatever, and then if Sparrow has to clean, they go in the bathroom. So in the bathroom they're like in there, and they decided that my knee was Pride Rock apparently.
Yike.
And they're like, and the orange one is up on my knee and is like, and grabbing on my knee, holding onto it, and then she runs by, so he leaps off, or then he's okay, then I'm gonna get back up. Not realizing my skin is not material, it's skin, and claw marks everywhere.
You can see Jeff's knee getting attacked right here.
Yep, see? Yeah.
Not the best video, but it gives you an idea of we're very much a cat show in the morning on Docking Bay or on Good Morning Tatooine. Everybody posts pictures of their cats, which is pretty funny. And so Jeff joined in with the kittens, which I didn't realize you had gotten, and so that was really funny.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it under our hats because Rose and Owen didn't know yet, so we were just kind of.
And they're prone to stealing kittens.
Yeah, they're fine. They love them, but it was like we're trying to get them acclimated a little more to us first before we started bringing everyone over that wasn't living in the house. So we named the gray one. So basically, we got two kittens, and we thought they were both boys.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and so because Aubrey wanted two boys. So she gave us two boys, which she thought were two boys. And then when Aubrey and them took the kittens down, or actually I think it was Christina took them down. Christina and Kevin, I think, took them to a vet for a checkup to see how they were doing. Well, one's a girl, so
nice.
The gray silvery tabby one is the girl, and and the other one's a boy. So we named them Kira for the girl, and it's based on the character in the Dark Crystal. And we named the boy Hobbs. You can draw your conclusions right from that.
So the orange cat is Hobbs.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and what's really funny, Jeff's like, we named the kitten Kira, and I'm like, okay, there's like 30 different character names that involve Kira. So I figured it was one of two. It was either the Dark Crystal or it was Xanadu.
That would have been, yeah. Very good, very astute. Yes. What about?
But it's really funny how common a name Kira is for fictional characters.
They really used that a lot, yeah. I think they were even thinking of calling Rey that at one point for the sequels. But
right. Well, and then we got Han Solo's girlfriend was Kira.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Let me jump in here right now, and I will remind you guys that you were listening to Docking Bay 94 over on sci-fi.radio. That is sci-fi for your Wi-Fi, and it's a URL. You can plug it into your browser of choice. It will take you to the page, And we've got all sorts of news stories up there, things that are relevant to your interest. We also have a Patreon button if you feel like supporting us over there. We're grateful when you do. You may also be tuning in to us on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch. If there's a way to like or subscribe or do anything like that, wherever you happen to be seeing us, we're grateful for that, because that's how we know that you guys are tuning in. Aside from all the cool people over on the chat who are yakking away with us, and we always appreciate that too, to get your point of view on stuff. Dawn asked where Kit is. Kit is working tonight, I believe.
Yeah.
We want to offer our condolences to Kit too, because she lost her little pony tonight. Passed away. It's been a bad week for pets. We know a bunch of people who've lost pets, or their pets are really sick, or things like that. So, Kit has to work tonight, which is sad, because she did have kind of pet family tragedy over there. So, of course, all our love to Kit for that, and our grateful thanks for everything she does for the show, for sure. So, we appreciate that too. Gosh, what else? Anything else from the weekend that we haven't covered?
Jeff didn't talk about the Orange County Zoo.
Yeah. Yeah, that was actually pretty fun.
That looked crowded this year.
There, both events I was basically relegated to doing, hence the beard, as being Farmer Galen Urso from Rogue One for 2 Star Wars events, because people took Han Solo for both of them. So
right,
the
same
people.
people.
Is that one? Yeah. In any case, I got there early enough and displayed my car. Then let's see, Sean came with his Star Speeder.
Right, the other Sean who organized the Pride Parade the following day.
Who had the DJ Rex?
Captain Rex.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's what Don asked.
Tim was there. Tim was there with his car, and Kiefer with his car. So
that's cool.
We had like 4 cars to display, so that's pretty fun.
Yeah, I'd have gone had I not had our memorial to do. Yeah. So.
Dude, I understand completely.
I think this is the first one I've missed.
Memorial, I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. And Rosie came to this too. Rose came out, and we and David, but Rose is the one in costume, and we it's basically the same thing. Go around, take pictures of people, and see all the cool animals. And this time around, I held a little snake. It was I want to say Sonoran, maybe that's the right word. King snake.
Oh.
And it was a little guy, because I don't know if it was full grown or not, or it's just young, but it was a sweet little guy. He just wanted to get warm. He's like, "Oh, I was trying to go up your sleeve over and over again." I'm like, "Where are you going?"
The Sonoran mountain king snake is a non-venomous reptile native to the southwestern United States.
Yep. It was
stripey.
Because of Jeff Corwin, I knew right off the bat that he was not venomous, because of the old Jeff Going Wild with Jeff Corwin show. If you ever get a chance to find that anywhere, hopefully they'll put it on Disney Plus. But one of them, his sayings was, "Red touches black, friend of Jack. Red touches yellow, dangerous fellow." So that's how you can tell if it's poisonous or not, or venomous or not. But he was a cute little guy. I don't remember the names of these animals. That was another animal I did stuff with. So
right, because they do all they have their regular names of like what their species are, and then they have like their personal names. Name. And I can never remember. This is the snake that Jeff was talking about.
Yeah. Exactly.
Pretty.
Yeah, there was a. What was it? A tegu. So the other critter I actually walked on with what looked more like a little cat, a harness on a leash. He was walking around. I wasn't really walking him. I'm just like, okay, here we go. I'm just gonna, try to trail this long leash around this plant that you've tried to scramble around. Okay, here we go. And it was funny, but I think Rose took pictures of me somewhere. But it was neat. That I love that zoo because it's a rescue zoo. I really do. It's like none of those animals were like, well, hey, we need a tortoise. Let's go get it. We need this. Go get these animals to display. We're trying to make creatures. It's like, no, these are like something happened to these poor guys.
Well, the zoo ends up with them because there are a lot of people who don't understand what they're getting involved in when they bring animals home for pets. Some of the animals should not be kept as pets, and that's when the zoo kind of like steps in, usually with animal control as an intermediary, and they're like, you can't have these. They're going to the zoo now. You can visit later.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also injured animals.
Too.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Gesundheit.
Yeah. For my part,
they have like hawks and stuff too. They're walking around with.
Sorry.
Sweet.
Yeah. Sorry.
I went to an Alice in Wonderland dance. It was fun. It was. I wore the White Rabbit's house over my Alice in Wonderland dress, so that I was the giant Alice who had eaten the biscuits and grown out the sides of the house.
Right.
And that was fun. And that was pretty much all I did. I mean, I went to the funeral as well, but
and the
Academy Museum, and I voted.
Right. Well, and what she did do is danced in the house, which is not a thing she usually does.
Yeah, I kind of trashed the house.
It's made out of fun foam and stuff like that. And so usually she like shows up in the house, everybody goes, ooh, and then she takes it off and dances in an Alice costume. But I think you were feeling a little self-conscious about your sort of incomplete Alice costume.
Right. I've only worn it to a dance once before, and I didn't dance at all when I wore it to a dance before. So before, I've worn it a bunch of times to other places. I've worn it to a tea. I've worn it to, like, museums. I've done lots of stuff. But this was the first time that I tried to dance in it.
Oh.
Yeah. But it was fun.
Yeah. And we have to do a little bit of repair on that.
Yes.
On the house.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Not a big deal.
So, do you guys want to talk about Star Wars history?
Sure. Let's do it.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, let me see here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I only have two birthdays. May 7th, 1943 was when Michael Pennington was born. He was a that's a really weird Gerard.
Gergerid.
Return of the Jedi.
Moff Gergerid.
Yeah. And basically, Return of the Jedi's, the Moff, whoever, we're gonna go with that.
He was the guy on the Death Star that Vader was talking to when he first arrived. Who's like, the Emperor coming here? We shall redouble our efforts.
Yes. And then, of course, he has 70 other credits. So it's not just that. And I'm sure he was probably a Doctor Who. Who knows?
Well, he's British, so there's probably a pretty good thing. This is what he looks like. I'm sure you recognize him from Star Wars. So
yeah. Yeah. So that's our the first birthday. I was flipping through his credits to see if there was like another sci-fi or something like that, but not really so much. I think it was mostly dramas and such.
Right, which is why a lot of those people got chosen, because they were like they weren't standard faces, and they very often had good acting chops, even though they didn't get to display it a lot in
Yeah, not so much in the movie. Yeah,
the movie.
but I know he did a bit of Shakespeare, so
Yeah,
I know for that for sure. And Sherlock Holmes podcasted, or actual Sherlock Holmes. He played Sherlock Holmes. Look at that. Okay, so anyway, yeah. Let's see here. The second birthday and last birthday. June 5th, 1961, Mary Kay Bergman was born. Voiced Tomo and a bunch of other voices in the video game for Phantom Menace.
you probably never really saw Mary Kay Bergman in front of a camera. I mean, everybody kind of like gets their start there, but her first really big project was Alvin and the Chipmunks, where she did character voices, and then she started doing Disney stuff. She was in Rover Dangerfield. She was a Bimbette in Beauty and the Beast, one of the trio of Gaston's little hanger-ons.
Yeah.
And gosh, Super Mario Brothers and the old Gabriel Knight game, if you remember that one. The Tick,
Yeah.
she was in a bunch of voices in The Tick, and Captain
yeah.
Planet, bunch of villains. The biggest and sort of saddest thing about Mary Kay Bergman is she suffered from depression, and it was a huge thing when this happened. Is she basically had done some Disney work, and it was the 45th anniversary of Disneyland. She went and recorded a bunch of Snow White voices for them, and she went home and kind of gave into her depression, and she took her own life, and it was just bizarre. She was in South Park, and did A Family Dog and all sorts of things like that. And she was actually really worried that they would take her out as Snow White when they realized that she was in South Park. But she did like 16 voices for South Park and overdubbed 9 different voices for the song Blame Canada. I mean, she was supremely talented, and just really terrible. That like depression's just brutal, and sad stuff for sure.
She got to be Daphne Blake for a few of them, for Scooby Doo's. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, she did, and she did Leisure Suit Larry. She did Rugrats. She's like all of these things. She's in Mulan and Batman and Spider-Man. All these great cartoons.
Amazing number of credits. It's 109 credits total, but man.
She was in Extreme Ghostbusters.
It's crazy, but she had a good chunk of work behind her. Just sad and in the way it did.
Yeah, and I can't. She was Cartman's mom, I think, in South Park. Leanne, that was her mom's name, right? She was also Wendy Testaberger in some projects. So
Stan's girlfriend.
Yeah. So anyway, supremely talented. We were all just heartbroken when we'd found out that she'd died. So.
Okay. The other 3 things. June 7th, 1977 was when Kenner got the deal to make toys and stuff for Star Wars, when they make their little modest toy line of star characters.
Well, and that all changed.
It's not like this.
That changed so quickly because nobody wanted to make toys or do anything for the movie, and then the movie came out like 2 weeks earlier, and then everybody's like, "Oh, did we say we didn't want that? Oh no, you misunderstood."
The empty box campaign was born.
Right. And well, and a company was born. Mattel.
Yeah.
I always joke about Mattel, for whom I used to work, because they very frequently, in a Batman-like way, created their own arch nemesis. And so Kenner was one of these that Mattel passed on Star Wars because they didn't really understand the project. Kenner, which was the General Mills Fun Group,
Yeah.
and General Mills is the cereal company, right?
Yes.
So they, the General Mills Fun Group, said, "We want it, we want it, we want it." That, of course, became Kenner. Kenner is a huge company that then got absorbed by Tonka, and then Hasbro bought Tonka so that they could get their hands on Kenner and Star Wars, which is why Hasbro makes Star Wars figures now. And then later on, when I was working for Mattel, they did the same thing with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where they went, "Oh, I don't know what that is. That sounds dumb." And then they passed on it, and it went to Playmates, and Playmates became a major player, still making toys, and Mattel went, "Well, crap."
Way to go, Mattel. Way to go.
Oh my gosh.
Second one, June. Sorry, I got an itch. June 6th, 1988. I'm sorry, 86. Was when Leia and Jabba the Hutt were on the cover of People magazine.
Let's see if I can call that up. People.
Oh wow! Thanks, Liz. Gave a sub to Troja, that which is Rosie. Hi, Rosie. Didn't see you on there. I was looking at the other screen. But yes.
Nice.
Howdy, howdy.
Yeah, I can't call up that cover. I was curious if they just used a stock picture or they shot something specific.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if it shows it in the thing. If I pull up the app thing.
Oh, here it is. I found it. It's a stock picture.
Oh, it's a stock picture, so it's not the real one.
No, it's
Or it is the cover, but they
it's
didn't
the
shoot
cover. They just used the stock image.
it.
So, and I remember this when it came out too. It was this one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah, you'd think they do like like their own thing, but I guess they just didn't have access to get in there and do it, you know.
well, and I remember when Time magazine did a Star Wars thing for The Empire Strikes Back. They commissioned a painting of Darth Vader, which was kind of cool. But People magazine doesn't work that way. People takes and even back in the day when they did this, but especially now, they take the shortest line to scandal. And so if you read the article on this, it's focusing on Carrie Fisher, even though it mentions Return of the Jedi. It says, after a sexy farewell to Star Wars, the Hollywood princess faces life without Leia and Paul Simon. So, her marriage to Paul Simon had dissolved and Star Wars was over. And that's what they want to focus on. It's like, oh my God, what are you going to do now? And like I found myself in a bit of a rabbit hole regarding People magazine a couple of nights ago, where they were basically discussing just terrible murder cases. And like you would read one article and it would go, "Oh, but this one's even worse." And I'm like, "Oh my God, is that what People magazine is now?" That's crazy. So,
our last bit of Star Wars history, June 10th, 1997, and that's when the big thing happened. Chewie got the Lifetime Achievement Award on MTV Awards. MTV Movie Awards.
that was pretty epic. It only took them 20 years, and it was awarded by Carrie Fisher, which was great. She came out, and they introduced Chewbacca, and he came out to Star Wars music, and it wasn't Peter Mayhew. It was Chewbacca.
Yeah.
He was in the costume, which was great. Just recently, and I don't know if it's connected to this anniversary or not, or it just happened to fall on that day, somebody showed a picture of Chewie giving Donald Trump his medal, because Donald Trump takes all the prizes that he didn't earn. And 201, almost every comment in that thread was like, Chewie would rip his arms off, right?
Nice.
I don't think the comments section went the way that guy thought it was going to go. They're like, Chewie would never, never, never.
Yeah.
So funny.
Right. Okay, moving on. Theme parks. New Orleans Square train station in Disneyland is going to be rebuilt.
Yeah, they're not rebuilding the entire thing, but you might remember that there was a fire that happened at the train station where there was a little outbuilding that was a sort of a rest space for cast members and things like that, and it burned down. There was a fire, and so they've had a go away green fence around it for a while.
Yeah.
And so here you can see it on the right near the water tower, and so the station is open. They've been loading people there for quite a long time, and it's not a problem to get on and off the train here. It's just that whole section has basically been ignored, and so now they're going to take it and rebuild it back to what it was originally, and make it a little less of a construction zone. Which is good. I appreciate that for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's always a huge crowd trying to get on the train here, so that's not changing at all.
Sorry. Disney Celebrates America food guide for Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resorts. There is the blog has put out what food is available. There's nothing exciting, really. Yeah, there's some red, white, and blue foods.
Okay.
But nothing that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. I would eat the apple pie churro, but I'm not going to be going to Disneyland while that's available, so I will not eat the apple pie churro.
Yeah, one of the things...
I'll have to eat a real apple pie.
One of the things about this 250th celebration is that we certainly had plenty of warning, but not a lot of people prepared for it. And I don't know why exactly. Because I remember in 1976, Disney was all over this. They modified the Main Street Electrical Parade to feature the Fife and Drum Corps. They used Goofy and Donald and Mickey as their in the Spirit of '76 configuration, the Fife and Drums, like as their logo for the year, souvenir maps and all that kind of stuff. I mean, this is all kind of fun, the food stuff, but you know, it's not wildly different from anything else that they normally do. It's just red, white, and blue.
Yeah. I like those Fort Wilderness cups, but...
Yeah, the tin cups, they're pretty good.
But yeah, there was nothing exciting.
Right. Disney does have, and this milkshake keys into it at Epcot, Disney has Soarin' Across America, which is already something you can ride in Florida. It hasn't gotten here yet, Southern California. Anaheim's going to get it at the beginning of July. So none of us have ridden that yet to talk about it. I hear it's just sort of okay, but this sort of taps into that, where it's a milkshake, but then it really just has like a little thing on top of it. The Soarin' hang glider kind of stuck on it. They don't even say if that's edible or if it's just the little paper thingy, little toothpick candy. Sam the Eagle gets a shortcake, and they have a layered drink that looks like a bomb pop. It's a blue raspberry, Sprite, and strawberry fruit juice with boba. Looks like boba in it. So, I mean, there's some clever stuff, but you know, this is all Florida. I'm just sort of scrolling through, so you can get a look at some of it. This is the big thing that people are looking forward to, which is the Sam the Eagle sort of
Popcorn bucket.
presidential popcorn bucket. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has any sound or anything from it. He's got a little red, white, and blue Uncle Sam hat. He's got a podium, but it says nothing about the features of it at all. I mean, honestly, if I'm going to have a Sam the Eagle thing, I want to get yelled at by him for something dumb. Just saying. And then, most of the rest of the food is like, corn dogs and gumbo and things like that. So,
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Knott's Berry Farm has some exciting news, or at least interesting. I don't know whether it's exciting or not, but there's a new membership program for Knott's, and instead of having a season pass, they're making memberships. The season passes expire at the end of the operating year, and the memberships go all year round, which is that part of it is very similar to the Disneyland Magic Key program,
right.
because you buy it for a year. What Knott's has that Disneyland doesn't have is that their memberships in two different levels. The gold membership, which is $8 a month, gives you access to all Six Flags parks in California, Arizona, and Mexico.
Wow.
And then the prestige membership costs $20 a month and includes access to over 30 parks nationwide, including Cedar Point and Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah.
Now, there is an initiation fee for this, so you have to pay like a lump sum, and then you can start paying these. So it's the lump sum plus the first month,
Right.
and then you pay like $8 or $20 a month.
So
they don't seem to say what that fee is, though.
They had this before, but they're just kind of they're reintroducing it. That this was something you could get before, but the difference is, of course, that it's not something that ends on December 31st.
Right.
Right.
So that's what originally it was. It was January 1st to December 31st is what every pass was. But I like the idea that they're changing that up, so it just whenever.
Right.
So
Join
like,
in
okay.
June, end in June. And I get the feeling that you have to pay that initial membership fee every year, as opposed to paying it to start and just paying $8 until you decide to stop it, which I think would be a very interesting way to do it.
Both of these passes include parking as well. One of them, the $8 a month is general parking. The $20 a month is preferred parking at certain locations. Not every location gives you that.
Gosh, and I'm reading the sort of official press release over here, and they do not say how much that membership fee is. I mean, is it $200? Is it,
No.
Oh,
I
no,
like the
it does
idea
say. It's at the bottom of this chart. For the $8 a month pass, you have to pay $20 to start. And for the $20 a month pass, you also have to pay $20 to start.
So it's either you start it with $40 or $30.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
I think you start it with $20, and then the following month it's 20. It's either 20 or 8.
No, well, because they say the first payment is the lump payment, and then the first month gets paid at once.
Oh, okay.
So you pay that, and then you do the monthly payment thing after you've done the initial membership.
It's hard to get all the pieces. They don't put all the pieces in one place, so you can.
Well, sure, yeah. I didn't see the thing
And
that
it's also a
said.
bit more than because the normal entry into to Knott's is definitely not $20. It's more than that.
Now,
But yeah.
But also, this the $20 a month has limited parking or limited preferred parking, and then all general parking is free.
Yeah.
Unlimited visits, no blackout dates. All 30 of the parks, all of their water parks. 2 free passes to bring a friend. a 15% food and merchandise discount, admission to Fright Fest and Holiday in the Parks,
Well,
VIP entrance for 2 hours daily, and one free single-use fast lane per visit, and then something called Perks and Play, which I don't know what that is.
so
I really hope don't
It's a
change
loyalty
the name
program.
of, like Scary Farm into Fright Fest. I hope they stick with that at Knott's at least.
Right.
Not go to that.
oh, there we go. After an initial payment, and so there's a thing that says you can cancel your membership after
After 1 year.
1 year,
Yeah.
which kind of implies that you can just continue it indefinitely.
That's
Yeah.
that's what I got from it.
Yeah.
Was that it was a membership that keeps going
So
indefinitely.
it's $260 a year for the top level, and then the next year, if you don't have to pay that membership thing again, it's $240.
If the price doesn't go up.
Right, if they don't change the price. I mean, that's pretty interesting, and I think that's priced pretty well for Knott's.
So one of our listeners, Liz, was saying that she saw Tweety Bird, and I'm wondering if it was Tweety Bird or Woodstock that she actually saw wandering around. I don't think
Probably
they have
Woodstock.
Warner Brothers characters in Knott's.
Warner Brothers is
Magic
usually
Mountain, yes.
Magic Mountain.
Yeah. So I gotta wonder.
But
the warfare is free, Rose.
but it is a Six Flags park now, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
these
it's
are
all
all
Six
Six
Flags
Flags
now.
parks.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Right. So I mean, it could have been, but Magic Mountain generally would be the place for Tweety Bird.
Oh yeah, six. It says. Well, I mean, I think that's what Liz Baines is. Magic Mountain had Tweety.
Right. Yeah. So Magic Mountain definitely for sure would have Tweety, and they have a ride that's like Tweety's Escape or something.
Yeah.
So pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Knott's has to compete with Disney all the time, and it's a lower key kind of park than Disneyland is.
Yeah.
And of course Disneyland also has DCA, which has a lot of rides that directly impinge on what Knott's does.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. It's a pretty reasonable price.
It's
And-
very reasonable.
And if you like Knott's, I mean, oh my gosh, yeah, give up a couple of coffees a month to go to Knott's Berry Farm. That's pretty legit.
I mean, if you're buying a large coffee at Starbucks, you could get it for just about the price of one coffee a month.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you're doing the low end
The
one.
low
yeah.
end one, yeah.
If you want the high one, you got to give up, breakfast.
I think there's still a Starbucks at Knott's too, just not inside the park.
Yeah.
But
Well, cool. I like it. Good for Knott's.
yeah.
Good for
So
Knott's.
hopefully it works out. Never know.
Are you guys going to do it, do you think, Jeff?
I don't know. I'd have to figure out what if Aubrey wants to do that again or not. We'll see. That's a discussion to have.
I used to love Knott's as a kid, and it's as an adult a little less so. But
Yeah. A lot of things that were around when we were kids are no longer there. So
Yeah, and
that's
that-
probably good, I think is a reason why.
I think so too. But
Yeah.
I love the atmosphere, and also they're super cool about you like dressing like a cowboy and going in,
yeah.
which is always
Whatever
fun.
the Western Day thing was, or if it's just when they have Ghost Town Alive, you can go and dress like a cowboy too. So, and that's pretty fun. So,
Rose says that there's a reason that they didn't renew their thing now.
I don't know. I mean, it could have been something to do with some of the stuff that was happening in and around Knott's and stuff that was on the news and whatnot. So
Yeah.
Well, we bought an annual pass or a season pass and then never went. So
I
that
did.
was
I
wasted.
went a couple of times.
Did you really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't even tell me.
Yeah, I just went, okay, I'll go to Knott's instead of Disney, but we never went like together.
Yeah,
It was
you
just-
never told me you went.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
No.
gosh,
There is a list of all of the fall and Halloween fun coming to Disneyland. I don't know. I'm not into it.
Actually, somebody posted a picture that the giant pumpkin on Main Street was at sort of one of those Rose Parade building areas, and it looked like they were probably going to give it a repaint or do whatever before they put it aside. Although I don't know, I can't imagine they'd be getting it ready for Halloween like right now, unless they're going to paint it up before they store it. But it was weird for them to kind of see. They're like, why is this out here in the open?
Yeah. What's weird is I was on Facebook Marketplace, and this is related to what we're talking about with fall stuff, that someone was actually selling the buntings that Disney had up for
Wow, that's cool.
for Halloween for
Weird.
some year. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah,
And
well,
it was fading and everything, but it was like, what the heck?
yeah, sometimes that's a thing that ends up in property control if they're going to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I see uniforms. I see cast member uniforms
Yes.
for sale all the
too.
time, which is weird. It's like, here's the heavy coat from Pirates of the Caribbean, or
Yeah.
which
If I could
is
find, if they ever had that stuff when I go in there, dang it. Usually not.
I will show you this because honestly, it looks like people broke into Disneyland with spray paint and tagged the castle.
Oh my gosh. That's terrible.
This is apparently one of their
Oh yeah.
Oh.
designs that they had on for Halloween.
I thought you meant someone really
Not
did.
really. No, it looks like that to me. It's,
Yeah.
it's kind of weird. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, there's nothing that they're really showing in this list here that's making me go ooh. It's stuff that they always do. It's going to be Radiator Screams instead of Radiator Springs, which they always do. Lots of photo opportunities and things like that. They are doing Monsters After Dark in Avengers Campus, which is a thing that they do anyway. Like after 6 p.m. they turn it into the spooky thing. And they've got some food and stuff. But there's nothing here that's like gonna get me excited for Halloween yet. So,
Yeah. I don't know.
yeah, we'll see.
Interesting. Okay.
In Florida, they have an article talking about a Disney Parks blog talking about the Monstropolis happening at Disney Hollywood Studios. So it's not open yet, but they're starting to talk about what's going to be there.
Okay.
They've got rides going and restaurants, the standard things you find.
Right.
in
They
any
have
park.
they have a wrapper that they're putting around this that's called Human Day. Human stands for Humans Understand Monsters Are Nice. That's HUMAN.
So
Oh,
that
okay.
explains why humans are in Monstropolis.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's a little cultural exchange
And they have a little newspaper
thing.
that talks, the Monstropolis Horn,
Right.
talks about what restaurants they have and what Human Day is.
It's interesting that the monsters follow the human calendar.
Yeah.
But I hope they have like some characters walking around like Sully. They have a Sully.
Oh my
They-
gosh,
They
they
have
had
a picture.
they had better, and it looks like they are going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
So-
only character that they show as a walk around character in
Yeah.
their concept drawing. So,
It's like like they showed when you could go to the Animal Kingdom to go to like the Avatar land, whatever.
Pandora.
There's Pandora. There's no blue people walking around.
Well, and they don't even have to walk around. They just have to be stationary in one area where you can get at them. I remember when
Yeah.
they put BB-8 on top of a crate and you could go take a picture with him. He didn't have to roll
Yeah.
around the land. He was stationary. You would think
Yeah.
that they would have some kind of Navi photo op.
something.
or
I
something.
heard
Yeah.
a rumor that Disney is talking about changing the Avatar land that's coming to California out for a new Zootopia. but I didn't add it to the article because it seemed like wishful thinking on someone's part.
It's a big rumor. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I would sure take that.
I would take that in a heartbeat.
Zootopia Land was so cool.
Yeah, well, and I'm not that interested in Avatar. And honestly, I can't find many people who are. If I bring it up, somebody is like, "Oh no, I loved it. I thought it was great, and I've seen all the movies." And it'll be like one person in a crowd of 20.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Universal Europe now has a name, and construction will start soon in the UK. It is a 476-acre site outside of Bedford, England, which the company purchased in 2023, 55 miles north of London.
Okay.
It will be the first Universal theme park in UK or Europe.
Yeah.
And it will have a 500-room hotel, retail, dining, entertainment complex, lands, attractions.
Yeah, roller coasters. I mean, it looks like a usual theme park. It's a big water area in the middle of it.
I wonder if the other Universal parks are so predictable in their rides as they are here. Like at Universal, every single ride is pretty much the same. In some, like they take the combination of the same elements and put them in every ride.
Yeah. It would have been really interesting to go to the Universal Park. Alan isn't on tonight, but he went to Universal Japan, and he could probably answer that question for us.
Alan Kalachi?
Yeah.
He was. I don't know if he still is, but he was watching on your page.
Oh well. So the question, Alan, is if you're still hanging around, is the like Japanese version of Universal Studios the same as it is here? Do they? So basically, they put you in a car, they drive you around, they shake you, they throw you over a cliff, they get you wet, and that may or may not be in 3D. That's my assessment of every ride that's there.
I wonder if the new roller coaster in LA is going to have some part where they spray you with water.
I'm sure you splash somewhere.
Like the car wash at the end, right?
Right. So Universal United Kingdom Resort.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it could be pretty good. I mean, it certainly looks bucolic.
It's big.
Yeah. And it must be gigantic because they're wasting a lot of space with water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. And it's weird that it's so
like
big in England, which is so small.
Right,
Yeah,
but I mean,
that's what boggles my mind.
where
Like,
did they say
where
it
do
is?
space?
55 miles north of London.
Bedford, England. Because
I didn't think they'd have space to put it in there, to be honest.
Well,
they have farm areas, but
yeah, I mean, it looks like largely the outside of that area. Here, I'll just throw this right over here. Is it largely looks agricultural to me.
okay.
So
Wow.
I mean that
Interesting.
could be this. There's a lot of green in this map, and so they probably just bought up a whole bunch of farms. I mean, Walt Disney had to buy a swamp for Florida, but when Disneyland went in, he bought
Like orchards, right?
yeah, he bought orchards and things and farmland.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it could be good. I appreciate the attempt for sure, and I would like to have them see a good, a good park go in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here, I'm going to show you a satellite view of the Bedford area. That's a lot of green, a lot of farms and stuff, and so you can see the big gray area in the middle of the city, and then there's all sorts of green all around it. So
At least it's not Bedford Falls, so you gotta leave that place alone.
Right.
That
Well,
would be terrible. Don't put an amusement
or
park there.
Potterville.
That would be even worse.
She works at a pawn shop.
Sean, you want to take the rest in peace section?
I will. We're kind of backed up for a couple of weeks because we missed last week. We mentioned, sadly, the passing of Kit's little mini horse, and who was 32 years old. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Wow,
My gosh, 32 is insane.
that's pretty good for a horse,
right?
Even a mini.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I mean, unless I did the math wrong.
Also in the animal kingdom, SeaWorld San Diego lost a 39-year-old dolphin named Dottie. She came from SeaWorld Orlando, where she was born, had 4 calves in 39 years, and was a strong personality and very curious. So they're very sad that she passed away. Always controversial animals at things like SeaWorld and whatnot.
Yeah.
And she was really close with her care team, and she was diagnosed with kidney stones, which apparently would normally end a dolphin. And they kept her going for 15 years past her diagnosis, which is pretty great. Kelly Curtis. Yeah, we're glad that humans aren't the same. I know Jeff gets kidney stones a lot.
Well, so far.
Not so much lately, which is great.
No.
But I think you were just about the first person I knew who got kidney stones.
Kidney stones.
Jamie Lee Curtis's sister has passed away at the age of 69. Kelly Curtis. She was in The Sentinel, among other projects. And, of course, Jamie Lee Curtis did a memorial and whatnot. She appeared in Trading Places in 1983, worked as her assistant on the Freaky Friday film, and Christmas with the Cranks and You Again and some other stuff. And then she had occasional roles in Deep Space Nine, The Equalizer, Hunter, Silk Stockings, and Judging Amy, among many other things. So sad to hear of her passing. Peebo Bryson, 75-year-old singer, passed away. He's probably best known to Disney people for doing the romanticized version of the Beauty and the Beast song that was on the soundtrack album. It usually plays over the closing credits. And also did A Whole New World from Aladdin. And he had a whole long string of music over 5 decades. Interestingly, so I never met Peebo Bryson, but I met his credit card because I was working at a Brookstone in Thousand Oaks, and Diana Ross came in. I was the only one who knew who she was, and I'm like, okay, I'll help her. And she bought a whole bunch of picnic sets, and she paid with Peebo Bryson's card, preparatory to taking them to a picnic at Michael Jackson's. It was a weird day.
How about that?
It's a really weird day. Having passed away at the age of 80 is film editor Marsha Lucas. A lot of us largely credit Marsha with putting a lot of the humanity into Star Wars, especially the 1977 version where George had like battle, and she's like, no, George, you can't do that. You got to check in with your people from time to time and remind them that there's a human story in addition to the hardware story. She, of course, was married to George for a number of years. George was busy doing other stuff. She met a guy who was working on Skywalker Ranch, and they split up, and I think she married Tom, who was he was a stained glass artist, at Skywalker Ranch. So if you've ever seen the beautiful images of stained glass up there, that's what he was doing. And Marsha Lucas got hired to help Verna Fields. Verna Fields was an editor on Jaws. I showed an Oscar at one point of at the Jaws exhibit. I think one of those was Verna Fields. And then she met George through Verna Fields, and because he was a student at USC, and he was also helping out Verna Fields with her editing on projects like Paper Moon and things like that. And then Marsha was assistant editor on THX 1138, edited American Graffiti, and then of course got involved with Star Wars and a whole bunch of other movies. So we're very sad that she's passed, and I'm very glad though that she had the opportunity to meet the fandom that really appreciates what she did. Almost everybody I know who's had occasion to meet her in person was able to tell her how much they appreciated her work on that, because it's hard when everybody just looks at George Lucas and goes, oh man, that guy's amazing. And it's like, yeah, that guy's team was amazing. I'm not saying George isn't creative, but George had the best people working for him.
Yeah.
And then the last one here, passing away at the age of 72, actor and musician Anthony Stewart Head, who is known for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, passed away. He was always a pretty smooth character, and his befuddled librarian in Buffy was always rather charming, and he was tough when he needed to be, and he was ditzy when he needed to be, which was really terrific. You may have seen him most recently in Ted Lasso, which he's been performing in, and so his daughters said that he passed away due to complications from pneumonia, which is really sad. So, and he also, in the 1980s, if you lived in Britain, he was part of a romantic couple in Nescafe instant coffee ads that had the, will they, won't they, who knows, as they tried to do a big romantic thing for that, which was funny. But he'll always be Rupert Giles in Buffy, and of course he was playing a villain in Ted Lasso as Rupert Mannion, as the ex-husband of Hannah Waddington's character Rebecca. So anyway, very sad to hear. If you want to do something kind of interesting, go look up the musical version of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is called Once More with Feeling. He has a really terrific song in there. And it's just a nice Giles moment that's a nice way to celebrate him.
Oh.
Jeff, you have one thing you want to pick for a speed round?
Well, yeah, I'm going to talk about this because it's not really on our list, but I'm going to talk about it. Starting tomorrow, and going to August 30th, at least, is they're going to be bringing back Ghost Town Alive at Knott's.
They're bringing back what?
Ghost Town Alive is back again,
cool.
Starting tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, that's terrific.
Going to be June 12th to August 30th. So they're going to have all that fun stuff going on, that they had before. Let's see. Are they going to? Let's see here. They may be actually doing something at Calico Saloon this time. Well, thank goodness, because so that's new. So Calico Saloon in the past for a few years at least. You just go in there and get a root beer or something, and then you can sit there, and they'd have the stage back there, and maybe a piano sitting there, or whatever, and there's curtains, and there's nothing happening.
Well, but
It's
they restored it, didn't they? Didn't they just spend a whole bunch of money restoring it?
Yeah, and it was just static for a while, so it just kind of sat there inside. And then I guess this year, at least, they're bringing it back, and they're going to do a show. They're going to do a show in there.
Oh,
again
terrific!
For Ghost of Alive. So, that's cool. So if I happen to be able to get it down to knots that throughout Ghost Town Live, I'm definitely going to go into Calico Saloon so I can see that because I haven't seen anything in there in a long while.
Yeah,
Any performance. So yeah.
it
But
sounds pretty fun, and it's certainly doing better than the Golden Horseshoe is at Disney.
I know it's not a drag. I know.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Butt
I
heads.
really wish they'd bring some sort of show back to the Golden Horseshoe. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I hope so.
Sean, you want to wrap the show up?
Surely. You could have been listening to us on sci-fi.radio, sci-fi for your Wi-Fi. It's listener-supported radio. They've been going for about 20 years, and we've been doing this show over somewhere for almost 15. We're wrapping our 15th year, I think, right now. In 2 weeks, I think, will be our anniversary show when we start season 15. And they appreciate it when you help support that station. So go check it out. There's also lots of cool news articles and things over there that are worth looking into. And lately we've been talking about some of the award shows that are going on right now, like the Nebula Award winners have been announced. So if you want a reading list, that's a pretty good one. And the Sturgeon Awards also have their finalists announced and things like that. And we talk about games, like there's a bunch of Cuphead games coming out. And Nichelle Nichols' family got $13 million in a wrongful death suit. I mean, that's crazy.
Oh.
And then there's a Disney Pixar film called Gato about the cat mafia in Venice. So, it's and of course Doctor Who, which we didn't talk about tonight, was on my list to talk about. We'll talk about it next week because it's an ever-changing story, and we'll get to it. I teased it, and then we didn't talk about it. You could be watching us on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch. Like us or subscribe to us or do whatever you can over there because we're always grateful. And gosh, to all you guys hanging out in the various chats, we're very grateful to have you guys over there too.
Glad to be back home.
Yeah, and I'll be on the air tomorrow for Good Morning Tatooine. We'll wrap that out. It's 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern time, or you can look up the schedule on sci-fi.radio. I do music history and birthdays and things like that. So I always appreciate your company, especially when you guys come talk to me over on Discord, where you can see pictures of everybody's cats. It seems to mostly be what that's for over there. And you can go to chat on Discord up at the top of the menu on sci-fi.radio and come join us and hang out with us. Anybody got anything else?
No.
No?
I'm calling
Not
Kaylee
really.
Crosby.
Yeah. It's just Donoho.
I am Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby. As always, may the force be with you.
And now we're 2 minutes early.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
a little bit.
Was kind of weird.
Apparently at the Comic-Con this year, they're going to have they're going to do a Transformers the movie and live concert. To play the old movie, the animated film that they did.
Yeah.
And have the band, but so it's kind of cool.
That should be pretty cool. So it's a live orchestra thing. It's going to be on Thursday night. I imagine it will be an additionally ticketed thing. They did a Star Wars concert like that where everybody in Hall H basically got tickets to go be in the concert. But the problem was we couldn't get into Hall H because we couldn't camp out on the sidewalk because we're old now. So hopefully they handle it a little bit better than they did in the past. We'll have to see. And I guess just as a quickie thing regarding Doctor Who, that it's leaving Disney. Disney doesn't want to renew after 2 seasons, and the BBC is struggling to figure out where they're going to get the money to keep it going. So Doctor Who has ended before. It may end again. We just don't know.
Well, and they canceled the Christmas episode. So that's a
Yeah.
bummer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's not fun at all. Oh well,
Good grief.
we shall have to see.
And now it's 9 o'clock.
All right, well, go to bed, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll give you guys some credits over here on the video, and we will see all y'all next week.